Oh my gosh, hi guys, and welcome back to the 5 Awesome Geeks, and this week we are talking about books that changed our lives. I'm really tired and I don't want to sing, so I'm gonna sing really fast. The first book I want to talk about right off the bat is something that I'm kind of going to confess to you guys and kind of confide in you guys, because this is kind of a really personal story for me, and that book is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. Now, before I had read this book, I'm going to confess that I wasn't the nicest kid in the world. I made some mistakes in life. I used to be kind of a thief, and I didn't really find the error in my ways until I read this book. This book opened my eyes to just what stealing does to everybody. Not just stealing like money or items or anything, but stealing time from people, stealing once you steal, you take away their like rights and their it's really kind of hard to explain without reading the book, but it's more than just stealing an item. It takes away more than that, and it really opened up my eyes to that lesson. And I really appreciate that book for this. Also, this book kind of taught me about what it's like to live in Afghanistan. I believe it's Afghanistan. It's been so long since I read it. But I adore this book. It's so beautiful. Such a beautiful book. I loved it. And I would highly recommend everybody read this book. It is so beautiful. And just a moving story. It really, really is. Okay, I was too lazy to pull this book off my shelf, so I'm gonna have to insert a picture. But the next book I'm gonna talk about is With or Without You by Brian Ferry. This is the book that made me realize I was gay. It's another really personal story. I was reading it in the car one day. We were traveling because my mom had cancer, and we had to go to Spokane to get her treatment because it was cheaper than getting it where I live. And so I was reading it in the car. I was really emotional, and I had never really read a book about being gay ever in my life, and this was the first one I tried to read. And while I was reading it, I looked outside and noticed there was this really pretty man riding a bike shirtless on the street. And I'll be honest, I liked that pretty man, and I freaked out. I was so shocked, and I didn't know what the hell was going on. Because I've never felt that about anybody in my life, ever. Not a girl, not a boy. I've had a lot of problems with my own sexuality throughout my entire life. And it was this book that kind of opened my eyes that, hey, boys are cute. I didn't ever think of that before. And I really appreciate this book for that reason. I love this book. It's so much more than just being about being gay. It has a really dark story. Really opened my eyes to the horrors of the dark side of the gay community. There is a dark side, and it is scary, and it's something that everyone should know about. So please read this book if you haven't already. It is a beautiful, dark story that is just incredible. So moving ahead, after that, I came out to my parents and a few close friends. Some of you are watching this video right now, and I love you. But I was still in that dark place because it was something brand new, which is weird because I'm still the same person. I just realized something about myself that I didn't know before, and I really needed some reassurance, and my friends obviously helped me with that, of course, but I needed more reassurance from people that were, you know, in the LGBT community. And so I read Two Boys Kissing by David Levithan, and this one is a book that I honestly, it's hard to look at because I want to cry right now. It gave me, this is honestly my hope. This is my hope book. This gave me so much hope and love. This book is filled with so much love. There's a lot of dark stories about the LGBTQ community, and this one is one of the light stories one of the good stories, and I love it so much. It's essentially about two boys that try to break the world record for world's longest kiss. And they are two of the strongest boys I've ever read about. And this is also based on a true story. This happened in 2010, I believe. They currently hold the record for world's longest kiss. If I'm not mistaken, I haven't looked it up in a while. Maybe I hope they didn't lose the record. But I adore this book. There's also some dark stories in this too. There's always, there's always going to be darkness in our life, and that's just always going to be there. And I appreciate that this author realizes that and shows you that. There's also many other boys in this book. There's a transgender character. I forget. I think it's Avery. It's been so long since I've read this, but it has a really, really beautiful three couples basically, and then one other boy who is very depressed and very alone, and he's having suicidal thoughts, named Cooper. And my heart breaks for him. My heart breaks for anyone going through anything like that. And I want to say right now, if you are going through that, I love you. I love you, and I hope you find strength in whatever you can. Books, people, family, anything. Go find help, please. I'm not just saying that. It's really, really important, and you are important. You are very important, and I love you. So yeah, this changed my life in more ways than one, and I adore it for that reason. Thank you, David Levithan, for writing such a beautiful book. Thank you for writing many beautiful books. Anything by him is gold, and I love him. He's beautiful. So please read this. Please read anything he writes. He's wonderful. Another book that really touched my life that I, again, am too lazy to pull out is Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. This is a book that I haven't read in a really long time. I wanted to mention it because it really did open my eyes to myself and, my own, I honestly can't really describe it. It's a book about a man who, I believe he's kind of lost in his life, and he goes back and meets his teacher that he met in college years later when he's old and decrepit, and he learns about life again from his greatest teacher he's ever known, Morrie, and it is just a beautiful story. It's been so long since I read it, I don't know too much about it. I don't remember a lot from it. I need to reread it, obviously. But it really just opened my eyes to life and the lessons you learn from all the people you meet. There's even the ones that you won't even, think about, not just from your teacher, but maybe from someone on the street or someone at a coffee shop. You never really know when that will happen to you, and I love this book. It was so beautiful. And I can't even, describe it right now because it's been so long since I've read it. But I wanted to mention it in this, so please read Tuesdays with Morrie by Mitch Albom. It's beautiful. Britt will talk more about it, I'm sure. But yeah, read it. It's wonderful. Okay, moving away from the very, very emotional me who is right now in my room about to cry, I want to talk about a manga that actually changed everything about me and my fandom. As you can see behind me, all of this would not be possible without this manga. And I am going to wear this hat now because I feel goofy. Oh my god, I look so ridiculous, oh my god. Kakaishi by Yellow Tanabe is the first manga I ever read in my entire life. It is a really fun shonen manga. It was done in 2005, I believe. Yes, first printing 2005. I got this as a present from one of my best friends. And it changed my life so much, as you can see behind me, and all of this changed, and I became fabulous! I became an otaku because of this book, or this manga, and I would not be in this fandom, I would not be on YouTube if it weren't for this manga and my friend. So, if you're watching this, thank you, Sean, I love you, and this just opened my eyes to a new art form, and new experiences. Just comics in general. I never read comics as a kid, so I am so proud that I finally got into this fandom and got to meet so many wonderful people. I would never have met Britt or Melissa or Kay or Kio-chan or Blaze or Matt or Gigi. I would not meet any of my wonderful friends on YouTube, and I love you guys so much. I love you, love you, love you. And I think it's time I have an intervention because, oh my god, this hat. So yeah, guys, those are the books that changed my life for the better. I believe there's none that changed me for the worse, hopefully. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you've read any of these books, or if you have your own books that changed your life, or manga. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to talk to you. Please do. Please help me. And I will see you guys next week. And Melissa, we will see you tomorrow, girl.